Hello again everyone and welcome. I'm Jamaican Youth, and in this video I'll be talking to you about the Concacaf Gold Cup match between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. If you have been watching the Gold Cup, you would have seen that in Group A, Trinidad and Tobago leads the group with 3 points. Jamaica is on 1 point, US on 1 point, and St. Kitts and Nevis at the bottom of the group without a point. Trinidad and Tobago defeated St. Kitts and Nevis by 3-0. And a lot of fans, Jamaican fans, weren't happy with the fact that Jamaica drew 1-1 with the United States, a game that most thought we could have won. So now we're in this position and we have to go forward in playing Trinidad and Tobago. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how do we defeat Trinidad and Tobago? How do Jamaica defeat Trinidad and Tobago? Before I get into that, I'd like to ask you to smash the like button and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, as it helps the channel to grow. So without further ado, I will go into talking about scouting Trinidad a little bit to see what they've been doing, and then I'll talk about 5 things that Jamaica need to do in order to defeat Trinidad and Tobago. So as I said before, Trinidad is topping Group A currently. They're on 3 points, and US and Jamaica is on 1, and St. Kitts and Nevis without a point. In their last 5 international games, Trinidad and Tobago has won 3 and drawn 2. So they have a good run of form right now. They're 5 games without a loss. As a matter of fact, one of those 3 games that they won is a win against Jamaica in Jamaica. And a lot of people were saying in that game that, Jamaica didn't feel their strongest team and Trinidad beat a weaker team. But Trinidad also didn't have their strongest team. They had their, one could argue, a second string team as well. They had their a local based squad against a local based squad for Jamaica as well. So Trinidad did defeat us. Trinidad also defeat Guatemala, which is, a formidable team in CONCACAF, not one of the strongest teams, but still a formidable team. So they're 5 wins, or 5 games without a loss. And so they're coming into this game really confident. As opposed to Jamaica, Jamaica has not won a game since January 7th or June 7th of 2022, when we beat Suriname 3-1 in the Nations League. That was the last time Jamaica won a match. So we're like 9 games without a win. So it's almost a complete opposite of Trinidad. We drew 5 of the 9, and I think we lost 4 of that 9. So we haven't won a game in over a year right now. And so Trinidad is coming in a little bit more confident than Jamaica. When I looked at Trinidad's team, the personnel, the makeup of their team has changed. Just like Jamaica has a stronger unit now in terms of we have all our overseas-based players. We have a lot of English Premier League-based players in our team. In Trinidad, looking at their starting 11 against St. Kitts recently, they have players from Denmark, from their pro league in Trinidad, from Finland, from Belgium, from the USL, from the Canadian League, from MLS, and also from the Greek League, the league in Greece. So their team boasts a lot of overseas-based players as well. So they're a strong team. And if you watch the game against St. Kitts that they play, they actually possess the ball pretty well. So, that is something that we have to look out for, that we'll have to talk about. I also realized that they played, in their last game at least, a 4-2-3-1 formation. And that formation, to me, suggests that they're strong on defense. They have that 4 at the back, the left back, the right back, and the 2 central defenders. But they also have 2 midfielders in front of the back 4, which kind of suggests, defensive midfield role. And then you have that 3 attacking in front, and then the 1 striker up front. So it seems like they're very strong on defense. And you would have seen that if you watched the last Gold Cup when they played Mexico. Everyone expected Trinidad to lose that game against Mexico. And that Mexican team was a decent team too. But they didn't lose it. The game was, the coach, Angoseve at the time, I think also, he chose a lot of defenders in his starting 11, and he pretty much kept out Mexico from scoring, and they walked away with a 1-1 draw. So they're very strong on defense, and this formation that they have right here kind of suggests it. But however, Trinidad actually possesses the ball very well. They, if you look at the game against St. Kitts, even though St. Kitts are minnows in CONCACAF, they outpossessed St. Kitts by 66% to St. Kitts 34%. So they know how to possess the ball. And if you watch the games that they played against Jamaica, they also possessed the ball pretty well. You know, they did possess the ball a lot when they played Jamaica. Dating back to 2008, Jamaica has faced Trinidad about 5 times. So from 2008 to 2023, we have played 5 times. Jamaica has won 2, Trinidad has won 2, and one of those games were drawn. And I think that's the game that we played in at the National Stadium recently. So it's even Stevens for Trinidad and Jamaica up until this point, at least since 2008. So there is no necessarily advantage that Jamaica comes with, outside of the fact that we can say we have a lot of our top players now available to play. However, we have to take this Trinidad team seriously. Trinidad is currently a very confident team because of the run of form that they have had up until now. So that's a little bit about Trinidad, and the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because we can't take them lightly. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just expect, say, you know, just because Jamaica is a top dog in a CONCACAF, Trinidad are going to just roll over and give away a win. No, that's not going to happen. And you can see that when that they go on in a Jamaica, you know, even when they lose 1-0 up a catching hall, they will come back and stay. Everybody they think say, yeah, Jamaica can defeat them now, but it never they really happen. Jamaica never really give, you know, the type of effort or the push for beat Trinidad, or maybe they did give the push, but Trinidad never did allow them to beat them. So you have it, there you have it. So here are my 5 things that Jamaica needs to do to beat Trinidad. Number 1, do not take Trinidad lightly. So if you notice how much I harp on that, do not take Trinidad lightly. Respect your opponents. You know, a lot of the time I hear people say, yo, we're going to beat you, we're going to trounce Trinidad and 6-love and them thing there. Like, me don't know about that. Respect the opponents, you know, make sure that when you get chances, you put them away. You know, we might be the favorites to beat Trinidad, but football is not played on paper. We have to go out there and prove that we're better than Trinidad. We might be better than them on paper, but are we a better team? You know, we ask that question. We have great players, but are we a better team than Trinidad? And this is an appeal to the Reggaeboyz. We have to be a lot more team-oriented as opposed to 11 individuals playing on the team. We might have 11 great individuals on the field, but we need to gel together as a team, and that starts here. You know, we have to want that to happen. You know, we have to be intentional about that. So don't take Trinidad lightly, Jamaicans. Jamaican fans, the players, don't take Trinidad lightly. Let's go out there and put them away. Be ruthless. When you get chances, put them away. International football ain't easy. So whenever you get chances, put the ball in the back of the net and be ruthless about it. You know, that's what we need to do. We need a killer instinct. You know, that we need that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he was playing for Manchester United. Not that I'm a Man U fan, but he had that killer instinct, man. You know, that Dwight York, that Ruud van Nistelrooy. That's the type of killer instinct we need for just put our teams, right? All right. Number 2 is to score more than 1 goals. So again, I'm coming back to the goal thing. A 1-goal lead is not going to help us. 1 goal is not a safe way to win a game. Yes, you can win it, but what has happened in the past with Jamaica is that we score 1 goal, we're up 1-0, and then we press the opponent until maybe about the 60 to 78 minutes of the game, and they will start to say, okay, the game is about to done. Let's sit back and just low block until the game is done, and then walk away with the win. It doesn't work. It didn't work against El Salvador. It didn't work against Costa Rica. It didn't work against Mexico. And it's not going to work against Trinidad. So I think that what Jamaica needs to do is to score a lot of goals. At least score more than 1 goal. So with Trinidad, I expect that they're going to sit back a little bit because we are under more pressure than they do. We want this win. We need this win more than they do. So they're going to sit back a little bit. But I think if we get an early goal against Trinidad, just like we did against the United States, we will unsettle them. And it will open them up earlier in the game. And then when that happens, we have to be solid on defense and then be ruthless in front of goal. That's what we need to do. Be solid in defense and ruthless in front of goal. And that I think will help us defeat Trinidad. Remember, goal difference is going to play a major role in this tournament. The two seemingly strongest teams in the tournament are sitting on 1 point right now. So goal difference is going to play a major role. And so we're going to need to score as many goals as possible so that when the time comes for, us to look at what team go through based on the goal tally, we will be at the top of the group. We want to top this group because if we top this group, it only gets better for us moving forward. So again, solid on defense, ruthless in front of goal. Then our third thing that we need to do is to have better overall ball possession. Ball possession is crucial, especially against a team like Trinidad. And, when we look at, if we go back to the game against Qatar and Jordan, the friendlies that we played, the ball possession was decent. The ball possession was 51% against Qatar and I think about 46 or 48% against Jordan. So it was decent. But when we came and played the United States, our ball possession was in the 30s. So ball possession is important because when you have the ball, you don't have to chase the game as much, and you can actually rest when you have the ball, especially when you have the ball deep in your own half and the defense have it. If you want to give the players a break, you can knock it around the back, but you have to possess the ball because if you don't have the ball, you can't rest because when they have the ball, your lights have to be shut on to make sure that you're marking the space, you're marking the zone, you're making, you're not allowing the forward to get behind you and stuff like that. So it's a lot more mental pressure when you don't have the ball versus when you have the ball. Ball possession is crucial. We can't allow Trinidad to outpossess us. And that plays into our team cohesion. We have to want that. We have to want to be a cohesive unit. A lot of the times, I see sometimes our players out there, they're cussing with each other. I don't really like it, but I mean, that's the nature of football. When you're out there on the field and things don't go good, sometimes you have to make somebody know how you feel. I get that, but it shouldn't be too much. Because I'm not really see that as much with the other teams. We need to be a team a little bit more. All right, so number 4, in terms of the things that we need to do, is no major defensive errors or lapses. We can't afford it. We cannot afford to have any major defensive lapses. And this is really crucial because, again, you can dominate a game, you can outpossess a game. You saw that against Costa Rica. But one slight defensive error with a 1-goal lead is going to not win you the game. You know what I mean? Or even if you're at 0-0, one slight defensive error can turn into 1-0 against you. So we have to really be careful about how we defend. And, it's not to say that mistakes won't be made. Mistakes are going to be made, but it shouldn't be mistakes that lead to a goal. We have to do a really good job defensively. We should be preparing for Trinidad like we would prepare for Mexico or the United States. We need to take them that seriously because we don't want to do the same thing like what we did in Jamaica where everybody was like, Trinidad, we should beat them. And then we end up losing 1-0 at home. We don't want that. We cannot afford to drop 2 points or 3 points against Trinidad. So defensively, we need to be solid. No defensive errors. The last game we played, US 1-1, it was a defensive lapse. Very slight defensive error. Very, 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 very slight defensive error that turned into a goal. So, and even the player who I thought caused that was excellent throughout the game. But, that one thing there could lead to a goal. So we need to make sure that we're keeping our defense clean, no errors, and nothing like that. And then finally, Number 5, the thing that we need to do in terms to beat Trinidad and Tobago is to close out the game. Very important. Now, when you say close out the game, what do you mean? I personally have a very different view from most people about closing out the game. A lot of people believe that close out the game should be let's lock shop. Let's get defensive. Everybody get back behind the ball and just lock down shop and just, you know, defend until minute 90 and the ref blow off the game and then that's it. I don't believe in that. Have you ever heard the phrase that says your best defense is a strong offense? It means that if you have the ball, the other team can't attack you because you have the ball. So if you have the ball, if you intention or try to make sure you possess the ball in the last 20 minutes of the game, how is it that the other team is going to attack you? You have the ball. So the best defense is a strong offense. Be ruthless. Don't be letting up and say, okay, it's only 10 more minutes left. Let's all get behind the ball and just defend. And when we get the ball, we kick it back to them. We just make a big hoof up the field. They get the ball again. They come back at us again and keep doing the same thing over and over. Kick out the ball, they attack us. We kick out the ball, they attack us. One of those times they're going to score. So we need to possess the ball in the dying moments of the game. The best defense is a strong offense. If you kill off the game by scoring 3 goals in the early part of the game, there will be, you won't even have to worry about them attacking you towards the dying moments of the game because you would have already won. You have already psychologically defeated them. So I don't believe in the whole lock shop and let's just stay back and hunker down. Let's possess the ball. And if it means, Coach Hallgrimson, that you need to take off a few players because they're too tired to keep the ball and to not turn over the ball, then so be it. Make those changes early, and don't make those changes as a reaction to the other team making a change, but make those changes because you actually want to make it. So those are my 5 things I think that Jamaica need to do to win Trinidad. Not taking them lightly, score a bunch of goals, have better overall ball possession, have no major defensive lapses or errors, and close out the game by possessing the ball. And there you have it. Those are my 5 things. Trinidad will not be easy, but they're beatable. They're not an easy team to beat, but they're beatable. And I think we have to take that approach. Be humble, but ruthless. Be humble as a lamb, wise as a serpent, as they say. Be ruthless with them. Take the goals when you get them. So I think that Jamaica will beat Trinidad. I'm 100% behind them, 150%. I support them. I go Reggaeboyz, go and beat Trinidad. Get the 3 points, be up 4 points, and then you have St. Kitts and Nevis left at the end of the group, and you can take those chances to top the group at that time. So there is, everyone. Those are my thoughts on the Trinidad-Jamaica game. And remember to smash the like button on the way out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, as it helps the channel to grow. And until next time, take care of yourself. I am out.